Hello everyone. How are you all beautiful souls? I hope you all are doing very well. Okay. So today we are going to talk about inner child wounds. Very important topic and we all faces the issues of inner child wounds in our lives. So let's talk about it. In this video, we are discuss about what are inner child wounds, signs, causes, and how to heal this. Okay, things you should know about this concept is inner child wounds actually are often the result of childhood traumas, abuse, or neglect, and can affect how an adult perceives themselves and behaves in relationships. People with the inner child wounds may suffer from low self esteem, have difficulty trusting others, or struggle to express their emotions. Okay, what are inner child wounds actually? Inner child wounds are the result of childhood trauma. When a child doesn't feel safe, loved, or recognized by as they grow up, they sustain wounds that can stay with them all the way through adulthood. Such wounds and past trauma can greatly affect how an adult views the world, themselves, and their relationships. However, in many cases, a person may often try to repress and ignore these wounds. When a person's child is healthy, and an inner child is healthy, it's a source of childlike creativity, excitement, and inspiration. Then, okay, uh, types and causes of inner child wound. First one is physical wounds. These kinds of wounds stem from physical abuse during childhood. A person who had to endure physical abuse during their childhood may grow up to be extremely distrustful of others and may be resilient to receive or give physical touch and affection. It is also possible for them to suffer from PTSD, which can manifest in avoiding certain people or reliving the traumatic memories. Uh, these wounds may also be called safety wounds, since the individual sense of safety and security was damaged during their childhood due to such abuse. Next one is neglect wounds. These are the direct result of a child and their needs being ignored by parents during their childhood. For an example, their parents may not have been physically present to suppressive them or protect them from physical harm, or they may not have been given necessary items such as appropriate clothing, food, or shelter. Neglect wounds may also be called prioritization wounds. The child and their needs were not treated as a priority, and such wounds carried over into their adult life. Next one is emotional wound. A person sustains emotional wounds when their parents uh, ignored their emotional needs during their childhood. This usually involves a caregiver or parents guides withholding love, affection, or support unless certain conditions are met. Or parents might have denied physical affection like hugs, cuddles. This is also a cause. Emotional wounds are also known as worthiness wounds. A person with such wounds likely feels that they're not deserving of other people's attentions or love due to the treatment they received as a child. Next one is verbal wounds. These type of wounds stem from a certain type of emotional abuse that involves being overly criticized or actually criticized by parents during their childhood. Someone with verbal wounds might have been constantly insulted belittled, or called names by their parents. They may have also been discouraged from speaking up or displaying strong emotions, actually. Such emotional abuse might also cause belonging wounds, which stem from a person feeling like they were not able to fit into the mold their parents had created for them. Guilt wound, a very common wound, and also a very famous. Actually, everyone suffers from this wound. Unfortunately, children who suffers abuse may develop feelings of guilt as they grow up and tell themselves that they are at fault for what happened to them. These feelings can then stick with them all throughout their adult life unless properly addressed. It might also be that their parents blamed them for their own mistakes or unfortunate circumstances that no one could actually control. Next one is sexual wounds. Childhood sexual abuse is very traumatic experience, and the wounds sustained from such abuse can stay with a person for a very long time. Like other types of abuse, such trauma can lead to mental health issues and physical illness in the future. Okay, let's we talk about signs of a wounded inner child. First one is low self-esteem. If you are suffering from an inner child wound, you might often have very negative thoughts about yourself and a low sense of self-worth. Unfortunately, this could be a direct result of physical, emotional, and psychological neglect during your childhood. Some examples of behavior that indicates low self-esteem include being overly harassed or critical of yourself, hyper focusing on your failures rather than your success, constantly blaming yourself when things go wrong, thinking others are better than you, believing you don't deserve to be happy. Next sign is depression. Sadly, depression is not uncommon among people who have suffered abuse or neglect in the past. It's natural to feel sad or down when something really significant happens. But if those feelings persist, it might be a sign of depression. So keep a lookout for some of these signs. Feeling of sadness, hopelessness, or emptiness, anger, irritability, or frustration over small matters, sleep disturbances, anxiety, or restlessness, feelings of worthlessness or guilt, reduced or increased appetite. Next sign is addiction. Some people who have unresolved issues or unaddressed wounds may turn to things like alcohol or drugs to cope. Unfortunately, this can lead to addiction, which can trigger various physical illness and issues. And if you are currently dealing with addiction or substance abuse, seek help and support as soon as possible. Okay. Next one is emotional repression. People who have been emotionally abused or during neglect during childhood may have unconsciously made repressing their emotions a habit. If you were taught from a young age that it's not acceptable to express your wants and needs, you might subconsciously bottle up your emotions in adulthood. Some signs that you may be repressing emotions include sudden stress when others ask about your feelings, nervousness or anxiety, and uncomfortable feeling when other opens up to you. For an example, if you are in a romantic relationship, you might not feel comfortable with opening up to your partner about your dreams and your future goals. Next sign is loss of identity. Children who grew up in household that had strict standards and overbearing parents, caretakers, caregivers, guides run the risk of not fully developing their unique sense of self later in life. If you had adults in your life who constantly told you what to do, it might be hard for you to decide for yourself what your true interests and passions are as an adult. Because of this, you may find it hard to make decisions and rely on others to make them for you in your adult relationships. It can also be hard to pinpoint your exact wants and needs if you have gotten used to ignoring them for the sake of looking after others. Okay. Next sign is insecure attachment style. Attachment styles are the types of emotional connections you form with your primary guides, caregivers, caretakers, parents from infancy. The quality of this connection has a significant influence on how you behave in future relationships. People with secure attachment styles are comfortable with sharing their feelings and relying on others, but they need support. However, insecure attachment styles can make someone overly clingy or avoidant of intimate relationships altogether. There are three types of these: anxious, avoidant, and fearful. Next sign is deep feelings of anger. Anger is a common response in people who have suffered from some type of trauma, abuse, or neglect. Such treatment can leave a person feeling betrayed and distrusting of others, so they may be quick to turn to anger when they feel like something is unfair. Lashing out in anger might also be a way to cope with the repressed emotions, actually, since it gives you something else to focus on rather than confronting the issue at hand. If you find yourself getting angry or frustrated over even the smallest of inconveniences, it might be a sign that you have some unaddressed inner child wounds that are impacting you. Next sign is problem maintaining relationships. Trust issues and a fear of being hurt can make it difficult to form and maintain healthy relationships after an abusive or neglectful childhood. Any unaddressed issues or wounds you have can make it incredibly difficult to form satisfying relationships, and you might unconsciously find yourself pushing others away. For an example, if you are very distrustful of others, you might seek out casual relationships rather than choosing to settle down with one person long term. Or you may notice that you may keep repeating certain patterns in your relationships. For an example, you may find yourself always gravitating toward people's are over dominating due to feelings of insecurity or low self esteem. Next sign is fear of abandonment. People who are physically or emotionally neglected during childhood often learn to view love and affection and unreliable. Their guides, parents, caregivers were likely inconstant with giving them attention, so they may have formed a belief that everyone will eventually leave them. Unfortunately, this can lead to a strong fear of being abandoned in future relationships and friendships. Sorry, if you find yourself feeling extremely anxious at the thought of a friend or a partner leaving you, it might be a sign of inner child wound. Next one is distract. Childhood abuse, neglect, and trauma can leave a person feeling extremely distrustful of the people around them, even as an adult. Past memories of such treatment can hold you back from fully trusting others. You may go into relationships feeling skeptical about the other person's intentions. For an example, if you may not be willing to open up to friends or your partners because you are afraid they will use your vulnerabilities against you, or you may take on all the responsibilities in your relationship because don't trust your partner to be reliable. Next one is difficulties setting boundaries. If you had overbearing parents who constantly micromanaged your every move and decision, you might find it hard to set healthy boundaries and say no in your current relationships. It may be that you feel like your wants and needs are not that important, so you allow others to make all the decisions even if they are not your first choice. Next one is unwillingness to ask for help. Sadly, being neglected during childhood can cause a person to feel like they only have themselves to rely on. They likely learned from an early age that their parents wouldn't be able to give them the support they needed, so they were forced to become independent and self reliant. As an adult, this can translate into difficulty asking for help, for showing weakness. Next one is avoidance of intimacy. Sorry. Childhood abuse, especially sexual or physical abuse, can unfortunately cause a person to be avoidant or even fearful of physical intimacy. Emotional abuse and neglect can similarly make a person reclined or to the emotionally intimate and vulnerable with future partners or uh, friends. Next one is physical health problems. Unfortunately, childhood trauma can leave you with a variety of chronic and recurrent physical health issues. Things like headaches, stomachs, and eating disorders are common. And people who have experienced childhood trauma are at a higher risk of heart failure and high blood pressure in future. Sleep disorders such as insomnia are also common found in victims of abuse or trauma. Mental health issues, fear and anxiety around certain people or situations, extreme mood swings, significant tiredness or low energy, difficulties concentrating on tasks, impaired memories. So, these all are the signs and causes of inner childhood wounds, and you can heal these wounds with the help of mirror exercise with very easily. So, first of all, you need to connect with yourself, feel yourself, then find your wounds, and then heal them with the help of mirror exercise. I know the video has become a bit long, but I still hope that this video will help a lot of people to know what the inner child actually wants, how it works, and if you have got any help from this video, then please let me know. If you like the video, then please uh, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much.